Hello, folks. Welcome to the HireMyVA Team and Business Building Podcast, where we help you to reclaim your freedom through hiring and thriving with virtual assistants without breaking your bank account.
Hey.
Hey, I'm here with Dave Braun. Actually, I'm Dave Braun. I'm here with Larry Broughton. I'm just so excited.
David.
I can't say anything right
today.
today.
It's been a long Dave. It's been a long Dave day.
Yeah, long. Yeah. Anyways,
Dave, thank
I'm
you
Larry
for doing
Broughton,
this.
and I'm here with Dave Braun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, all right.
Great, Dave. It's great to see you. Thanks for your leadership on this. I love you. I'm glad you're in my life.
Yeah, me too. That's awesome. All right. So people had this question, this belief. The question is that we only need to answer today is they might steal my customers.
Yep. Hey, that came up during one of the original webinars that we did. And I don't know, we hear it over and over again. But can I kind of pledged a couple of years ago to try to change the way people thought about those folks who actually pay our bills, those people that we provide services for.
Yeah.
As long as we keep calling them customers, we're going to treat them like customers. To me, customers are transactional.
Right.
Clients are relational. All right. And if we just switch that, and I'm sorry to go off already, Dave, we've not even gotten to the topic and I'm already off on a tangent.
No,
it's a teaching moment, right?
Yeah.
And that is clients are relational.
Yeah.
And I think that the VAs are less likely to steal a client from you than they are a customer from you. Anybody can steal a customer from you. A competitor can steal a customer from you, but the reason people stay with you is because they're a client. So let's get that out of our heads. All right. Let's think of the people that we provide services for, that pay our bills, that pay our fees, that pay our salaries as clients and not as customers. So let me start with that, Dave, and then I'll hand it over to you to get this thing rocking and rolling.
Okay, cool. And I'm glad you started that way, because your clients are your clients because of the main reason is because they know, like, and they trust you. That's why they came on board. That's why they want to do business with you in the first place.
I think you're right.
You and your company, what you have created. Mm-hmm. And, that's not going to be able to be, I mean, you can't just easily duplicate that, right? A virtual assistant, they may try, but chances are it's going to be pretty difficult for them to duplicate it, especially if you got somebody in another country, right?
Yeah.
And, likely, especially if you're doing your first one or two or three, most likely you'll be limiting any kind of interactions that you have with those clients to pretty much you and them, as opposed to you and your VAs. Although I do have, like, Daphne gets on with some of my clients for sure, but it's in a limited capacity.
She did not in the beginning, though. It took a point to build trust, see what their skill set is, that whole kind of thing. But also what we need to remember is this, if you haven't figured it out yet, you're about to. This whole business ownership, entrepreneurship game is rough.
Yes.
If we're easy, everyone would be doing it. Most VAs do not want to be business owners. Most VAs do not want to go out and find their own clients. Most VAs, unless they're in the VA business of hiring more VAs, want to just have somebody that they work for and they can service them however, whatever the parameters are that you've given them. They don't want to be managing client relations and doing business development. They just don't. But another thing is, Dave, is that I think it ought to be a goal that once we get the VA on board and you realize, hey, this is somebody that I like, that is really an asset to the organization. Our goal as business owners ought to shift to, how do I keep this person here? Mm-hmm. How do I make it so attractive, me, my business, what we're doing, the service that we're providing, so attractive that they don't want to go somewhere else? And we address that in the Thrive module of this, right? So I think that's a really important element as well. So you might want to pick up on either one of those points and expand on it. But I think there's a lot of reasons why you should fear not when it comes to this.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many companies out there that just they don't appreciate their team members,
right?
And there's little things that you can do just by the fact that you care about them and communicate with them and want to know what their vision is for their life, and you help them take a few little steps towards that. I mean, they're going to be so loyal to you. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I've had VAs for over 5 years now, multiple ones. You're right. They don't want to have their own companies. They don't want to steal your clients. I mean, they want to do their jobs, and they don't want to have to like sell and win clients. And, plus the other thing is, and we talk about this all the time, Larry, and you talk about it, the MIC, motivation, integrity, and capacity. There's the integrity part of hiring that's so important in this. And if you're hiring for a high level of integrity for somebody, then it's a pretty high chance that they're not even going to think about stealing your clients.
Hey, but you know what? This can happen whether it's a VA or whether it is, someone who's living right here in your own hometown working in your office. I remember the first time this happened to me, it was, gosh, it has to have been 30 years ago. I hired a guy at my old hotel company, and he'd been there for about a year. And I wondered why he was always asking so many things about how do you do this and how do you do that? And I thought, wow, this guy's a real go-getter. He wants to learn. Well, as it turns out, about 18 months later, he put in his notice because he went out and bought himself a small hotel. Okay. And he was trying to figure out, how do I, own and operate a hotel? And at first I was angry, upset, pissed off, you name it, felt betrayed. But after I kind of reflected on it, I'd realized, listen, one of the mantras that we used to have for our old organization was that we're an incubator for entrepreneurs. When you say that you're an incubator for entrepreneurs, because we wanted people to have this entrepreneurial mindset, to be thinking for themselves, coming up with innovative ideas, then guess what? You're gonna attract entrepreneurs, right? And so it can happen right here as well. Now, the truth of the matter is, when he opened his property, he never competed with us. He didn't take any of our clients, didn't take any of our rock star employees. So all of that angst that I felt for about a week was a waste of time and energy that I even spent on it. But I've gotten over it at this point. And now you got to look at it as, hey, it's one of the risks that you take in business. But again, you touched on it earlier, Dave, and that is, when you hire right and you really get the integrity, and by the way, just during conversations you have during the hiring process, you can find out, or the interviewing process, what are their goals? What do they want to do? Then I'm starting to go on a tangent. Don't worry about it, I guess is my point. There are so many other hurdles to be worrying about. I think you need to charge ahead and get a VA on board.
Yeah, and one of the things that we were talking about before the call, before we started recording, was that when you're hiring a virtual assistant to help you, that's really the furthest thing from their mind. But if you're talking, this is going to be more likely to happen if you have a business partner and you guys separate or something. Oh,
that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah,
and or somebody else who's like a co-owner, or even if you've hired somebody in sales and marketing. And part of that reason is because they are establishing the relationship with the client, right?
And they're more senior level too.
Yeah, and they're more senior level, but you're right. But I mean, the way it is now with most of the people that we're working with, and people are hiring virtual assistants to do certain functions and tasks there within their company. And it's like you said, there's so many other concerns to worry about.
Yeah. But it's a valid concern. I mean, we must have heard it at least a half dozen times in the last 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, because people fight to get clients. And once you have a client, you want to hold on to them.
Yeah, that's right.
So it is a valid concern. However, just like all the things that we're addressing, there are answers to it and ways to not be concerned about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Anything else, sir?
No, I think that's it. That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. Remember, building a team is the way to reclaim your freedom, and we are here to help you. So we want you to do 3 things right now. We'd really, really appreciate it if you guys would do that. Number 1, subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already done so. Number 2, give us a rating, preferably 5 stars. And number 3, go to HireMyVA.com for more information on our course and community. Because without experience on your end, you just rely on the experience that we have. You'll learn how to prepare for, hire, and thrive with virtual assistants. Larry and I have helped a bunch of folks. We're helping people right now. We'd love to help you too. So just go to HireMyVA.com for more information.
Yep. You said the word community, and that's my cue. The community is one of the most important parts of this program. I believe that we were created to be part of a community. And with that said, do yourself a favor, do the world a favor, do your community a favor, and go do something significant today. All right, folks, go get them.
Bye, folks.
Bye.